Well, hello everyone and welcome. And this is the part I always forget. My name is Robin and this is Knotting Hook Crochet. And we have done, we meaning me and the mouse in my pocket, something a little different this week. I told you I was feeling a little bit of plushy burnout and I wanted to take a break and make some other things. So that's what I've been doing. So let's take a look at all the different things that I have made in the last few days. Hey everyone, it is Friday and I finished my market bag. I just ran into one little issue. I ran out of my main color and had to add a second color to finish the straps. So this is my bag. I've done a few of these, and this by far is my favorite one that I've made, pattern-wise. Not necessarily colors, but pattern-wise. Now, it took me on and off throughout the day, about 3.5 hours to make it, but it's new to me pattern. It's a new to me pattern, and so it's not really too bad. I mean, there are a lot of rows of single crochet. And of course, when you get to the handle, you make a chain and then you got a single crochet into the back bump of that chain so that it looks nice on both sides. And that slows me way down. And so there was like 75 on this side and 75 on this side. So 150 stitches to struggle through. And it's just like, you know, starting a blanket. That first round is always the first round. Or that first round is always the worst round or row. You know what I mean. You guys gave me so many fantastic suggestions on little quick things to make. And the suggestions are still coming in. So several of you mentioned car cup holder coasters. And I'm like, I must lead a really sheltered life because I've never heard of those. So I did a little search and I thought, those are pretty cool. And they look really easy. I just needed to know how big to make it. So I have some scraps from the sugar and cream yarn from when I was making all my dishcloths. So I'm gonna sit and try and do a few of these car coasters and see if it is worth it for me to mess with it. So once again, I only have like an hour left. But once again, I am home alone, so I got to come out of my little hidey hole back there. And I'm going to kick on the TV and make some car coasters, maybe. Just magic ring just really messes me up every time. I saw somebody do it a little bit different. It's almost like I'm not coordinated. And that was so much easier. And I know you didn't see a darn thing I just did. But car coasters look pretty darn simple. They look like they'd be really quick. I forget which video. I'll have to go back and look. I can link it below. And to find out like what kind of hook size, what kind of yarn. Of course, cotton, because it's so much more absorbent. But like what size yarn and what size hook. So tighten it up. I really should put my gloves on, especially with this yarn. And it always splits on me. Okay, so round 1 is complete. I know lighting's not great in here. So round 2, basically it is a 3-round circle. You start off with 12, then do an increase to 24, and then the last round is a single crochet round, and it goes against all logic to me, sort of, because you double again and you end up with 48 stitches. So I'm sure that these would go a lot faster if I wasn't talking. And this is already, I can tell, is definitely something you can sit there and like really be involved in a movie or whatever your favorite show is on TV and just go to town. Round 2 is finished. I'm going to finish this one up. I'm about halfway around and go get my gloves. The dog is snoring. Oh my goodness. So splitty. I hear Toby meowing somewhere. I'm coming to rescue you. Hang on. Got 3 stitches left. And I will do what they call a clean close to completely finish it off and make it more flat. But that is a car coaster. And that was quick. That was like maybe 5 minutes. Let me get my gloves and rescue Toby. Okay, so I got my gloves. Let Toby in. He was out on the porch, and then he needed assistance to come in because he wasn't going to walk in on his own. He just wanted to sit there and cry. So, I was looking through my yarn stash, and it's a pretty big stash. Mostly Premier Parfait Chunky in the Michaels. I just got a big yarn haul in from that. So I can't quit making plushies, but I gotta take a break from it. And doing this, doing that market bag, and so far these little coasters has been really nice. I also, a couple of the other suggestions were like sunglass holders. I haven't really found a pattern that I've liked on those. I haven't looked real hard though. And water bottle holders I've been wanting to do for a while, but again, those, I haven't really found a pattern that I liked, but I think I found one. And I was watching it earlier and it looks pretty simple, but you got that same handle thing going on. So I'm going to do another car cup holder thingy. You guys should set your timer. See how long it takes me. I want to say it's 5 minutes. And I split my yarn again. But if you keep splitting the yarn, you can add a few minutes to that. Other things that were mentioned let's see, these car cup coasters, sunglass holder, market bags, but I'd already started on a market bag. That's finished. Regular coasters. So I have my own little sunflower coaster, but I don't have the yarn, or sunflower coaster pattern, but I don't have the right colors in cotton. And, you know, acrylic is just not absorbent for a coaster. And I really think they need to be made from cotton. So, looking through that yarn stash, I have a lot of cotton, but it's Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton, and I think that's too nice for a coaster. I have some of the Hobie cotton, but it's 8/6, whatever that's supposed to mean, and it says it's a 2. I think it's more like a 3, but that, I'm not sure if that would work on this. You probably would have to do extra rounds. So that would be more work. It wouldn't be a 5-minute item. So I'm like, do I want to buy more yarn? Well, if I want to make some of these other things that were suggested, I do need cotton. And I'm like, where's all the cotton, all the sugar and cream cotton that I had ordered? Well, I used it up, like I said, on the dishcloths. Okay, that's round 2. Now for the single crochet round. This one's curling up. Did I miss something? Let me check. So I'm talking and not paying attention. It's 24. Okay, so now that single crochet round of 2 single crochets in each stitch. So that's what we're on now. See what else was mentioned. The little, what do you call them? Freezer pops. Holders for that. Of course, dishcloths, pot holders. I'd have to be in front of my computer to remember the list. But there were some that were mentioned over and over again. So I really want to try the water bottle one, and I might do that after I finish this. But I need to start with a full thing of yarn, and I don't have great colors left. To make sure I have enough yarn so the same thing doesn't happen as happened on the market bag. I'd like to be able to complete it all in one color, you know, especially since it's has to hold weight. I don't know. I don't trust the stuff. I think it might fall apart on me. Okay, that one's done. Except for working in the ends. But let me show you. So I have this much left, and this is enough to do another one. Guarantee it. This is what they look like finished. They're small, they're 3 inches. So that's the color I was just using. And this is what I had left of the, I think it was jade from the market bag. That's why I couldn't even make it across the strap. And this is the color that I used to go around to finish up the jade. And it is beach glass. So I think they're cute. I mean, they're so small and they only take 5 minutes. Like, I feel like you could do them, say, like $2 each or 2 for $3. Because they're so tiny. And I'd have to weigh it, but like I said, I guarantee you this is enough to make one. You'd probably get a ton out of one skein of yarn. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about that? $2 each or 2 for $3? As tiny as they are, and they only take like 5 minutes to make. So you would get what? At 5 minutes each, you'd get 12 of them an hour. At $2 a piece, that's $24 an hour. And you're gonna have like a couple of dollars in cost on that many of them. So I don't know. I do like to keep my prices reasonable because when I take it out of the house, I don't want to bring it back to the house. All right, I'm gonna go get a full skein of whatever color I have left and use the notes that I have so far on the water bottle, and then I'll have to refer back to the video to find out what comes next because I didn't write everything down. I did most of it, but not everything. So I'll be right back. Okay, so one of the 2 colors that I have that's a full skein is Orchid. It's not a bad color. You know, it's cotton, so it's dull. It's not real bright. And if I can find, oh, I was gonna say that's too easy. That's the outside one. If I can find the beginning without a whole bunch of yarn barf, which I always end up with. I found it. It's a miracle. Okay, so the pattern said, and I'll link the video below, to use a 4mm hook again. And the bottom of it is going to be a single crochet base at the bottom. So it's the normal. Start off with 6, increase to 12, increase to 18, and so on until you get to 30. So round 2 looks pretty small. I didn't bring a stitch marker out here with me, so I'll just cut off a little piece of this and use it as a marker. This is the Hobie I was talking about. It doesn't look that much thinner than what I'm working with, so I don't know. It'd be nice if it worked for round 3 is complete. It's looking really small. Now we're gonna increase to 24. Round 4 is done. Now we're for round 5, we have to increase to 30. Right? Yes, 30. Little panic. So I'm sitting here and working on this, and all of a sudden this thought came into my head. Did he put my mail out this morning from my orders yesterday? And I looked and he did not. He's fired. And I'm so used to him doing it that I didn't even think about it. He is so fired. Anyhow, so we finished 1, 2, 3, 4, round 5. And now we just, it seems really small, like it's smaller than that. Okay, so now I just one single crochet all the way around. So this pattern is not necessarily for any special type of water bottle. You can use it with the, regular store-bought bottle of water. It's not specifically measured for, anything special. Okay, so now we start working up the sides. So it's done with a V-stitch. So we skip 2, do a double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet in the same stitch, skip 2, and repeat. Okay, and then no more working in a spiral. Slip stitch to join, slip stitch over to the middle of the V, and then we place a V in every V. Okay, so this is how I'm looking so far. Looks kind of short and squatty, but it's 10 rounds of the V-stitch before I do something different. Okay, so I have 4 rounds of the V-stitch done. This looks kind of small to me. It looks bigger on camera. So I went and grabbed a water bottle to see if it's gonna fit. Okay, so that's 4 rounds. Maybe. Okay, we're gonna keep going and see what happens. I'm gonna turn the TV on so that I can be entertained while I do this.
All right, team, another fruitful day at Sparkling Ice. Strawberry lemonade, how is it flowing?
We have a chick class by Clover Rapids.
I don't know about this, you guys. Looks awful skinny. So I got my 10 rounds of V-stitch, and I'm gonna try the bottle in here again because I'm not about to go through that handle and then not have it fit the bottle. I don't know, maybe I need to use a bigger hook. Okay. It went on. I can deal. Okay, so now, so I got the tape measure out here, but I was thinking, instead of making this extremely long chain that I have to battle, I'm gonna try, and hopefully I won't be wasting my time, but I'm going to try to do a foundation single crochet and see if that won't work for me instead. So good Saturday morning. I started another project last night. got up early this morning and sitting outside while the weather is still bearable. So you can hear some traffic. But yeah, so I am working on this raglan top. It's the same pattern that Passionate Kelsey recommended, and my Jenna saw me watching her video and she's like, "Ooh, I'd like to have one of those tops." So I'm seeing if I can make it for her. This is so much fun doing other things. But I am using Comfy Cotton Blend. It's from Lion Brand. And it's a 50% cotton, 50% polyester. And I bought this well over a year ago, and it's just been sitting on the shelf. So this gives me an excuse to use it up. And it should be enough, this one skein, for this project. I really, really like how the colors are working up. Let me get to a stopping point here and I'll hold it up and show you. Okay, so look at how pretty these colors are working up. Now, I haven't gotten very far. I am on row 5 or round 5. Yeah, it was getting kind of late last night, so I was getting tired and I had to frog a row because my stitch count didn't come out right. But so that is how it's looking so far. And if this comes out nice and it looks good on Jenna, I don't know. I may try something like this for myself. I don't know. That was the neighbors. But, so yeah, this wouldn't fit me. Not these days anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get a couple rows done before I have to get ready to go and visit Sue. And maybe when I'm there, I'll give you a little peek of what she's got going on.
Do you have a channel?
What? YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Crafty Soup 590.
Okay, we made it to the craft fair. Here's Sue. Say hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Grumpy, say hello.
Hello, Grumpy.
Okay, so this is Sue's setup. Let's take a look. Your clearance sign is getting knocked over.
Oops. Oh, it fell out of the...
Look at how pretty she has this all set up. And these, they're very cute.
Tasselmania.
And these, I made some of those and they killed my hands. There's those cute kitties. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna do one quick spin around the room. Close your eyes if you get dizzy easy.
Maybe I could, I don't know.
And down in Clearwater at Coachman Park. They have concerts down there.
Much stuff for my table.
And that is it. All right, it is still Saturday. And we got back from Sue's craft fair somewhere around 6-ish. And I started working on that crop top again. So this is where I'm at. Now, I don't know because it's not my size, but I think it's too short. I think that whoever was to wear this if they raised their arm, they would be showing off some serious under boob. So I think it needs to be longer. But this is all I have left. So I am thinking I'm gonna try one more round. I might make it. And then I'll have to pick a different color to do like a single crochet trim around the bottom, the arms, and the neckline. That just happened to be one of those yarns that, oh gosh, I bought way back when, and it was like on sale or on clearance, something, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I ordered from Lion Brand, but it's comfy cotton blend, 50% cotton, 50% polyester, in the color of Ocean Breeze. And it was almost 400 yards. I thought it would be enough for this, 392 yards. Now, if I was making a smaller size, maybe a small or a medium instead of a large, then I probably could have gotten a few more rounds. Toby, you better behave. But maybe one more round of double crochet. And then I'll find a color back there and give it a trim. And then maybe the next update will be it finished. We shall see. You guys, I won. I won at Yarn Chicken. That was enough yarn to get around with a row of double crochet and a whole other round of triple crochet with maybe about 5 feet left over. So I can't do my border. I'm gonna have to pick a different color for a border. But just adding that, that's probably close to 2 inches. So much more, less of an opportunity to flash some under boob. But yeah, so I picked out, hold on. Now the lighting in here sucks, but I picked out this shade of blue to do the border. It's so hard with this lighting to see, but there's like a really pale blue in here. Or I had a dark navy, which I didn't think looked right with it. I think white would be too bright. I don't have a black or an appropriate gray. So I'm thinking this blue would go very nicely. Like, I just drape the strand on it. Like it would go nicely with it. So that's what we're gonna do. But not tonight, it's getting late. It's getting very late. It's like 11:45. And I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Oh, there it is. That was fun to win at that game of Yarn Chicken because I made it around with the double crochet and I'm looking at what I have left and I'm going, I'm gonna try it. Worst thing that can happen is I have to pull it out, right? And I kept looking at what was left and I'm looking at how many more stitches I had to go. And I can't believe I made it all the way around. So that made me feel a whole lot better about this particular project. All right, you guys. Okay, you guys, it is now Sunday, like 20 minutes to 5 in the evening. I finally got all my button orders done because, you know, I've been a slacker and I didn't make any all weekend. So I got stuck with them today. But I wanted to come outside and show you this top because the inside lighting, you just couldn't see the colors. This turned out so nice. Unfortunately, it's not my size. But I added that blue to the edges for a trim. Here comes a train around the sleeves, the bottom, and the top. But the colors that are in this, oh gosh, I hope it's showing up. They are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And like I said, it was yarn that I purchased well over a year ago off of Lion Brand. And I don't know if it was on clearance because I did a lot of clearance shopping. I haven't even looked to see if I could get this color again, but it is a cotton polyester blend 50-50. But it just turned out so pretty. This is a very easy pattern. A beginner could do it. It's actually for the raglan style type. Not that I've done a lot, but out of the ones that I have tried, this has turned out the absolute best. Okay, so I'm gonna go crochet something else and go back inside where the air condition is on. I just wanted y'all to see the colors in this, and I hope it's showing up. I mean, it's just so pretty. Okay, so we'll see you in a bit. Okay, you guys, it is now Monday, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I thought they would never leave, and we are sitting outside just for a change of scenery. So I've already shown you a few of the things that I've done. Now I made a couple of more things that I haven't shown you yet. And this one, I'm not sure it's my style of things to make. And it wasn't hard. This is one of Passionate Kelsey's patterns. This is her lily top pattern. It was fairly easy to do. My only critique on it would be give us stitch counts for the end of each row. Even though you have it listed from extra small to, I think it's extra large, would be easy to figure that out, but it is really easy to get lost if you don't know how many stitches you're supposed to have at the end. That would be my only critique about the pattern. Other than that, it was very easy to do. And considering it was my first one, maybe my only one, it took me a couple of hours to make it. Now, it's the first time I've ever done like a bra cup. And this is supposed to be a medium. And now my measurements matched what the pattern says the measurement should be. But in my world, in my family, this wouldn't fit anybody. We were very blessed in the chest department, let me just put it that way. So, but I picked a medium size to try. I could have gone with the small, but I went with medium to make sure that I had enough yarn to complete the project. So this took a little bit more than one skein of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton, and it's this gorgeous purple color. So this was a new experience for me. I had fun with it, but yeah, like I said, it wouldn't fit a person in my family because we were endowed in the bust department. So So my bucket hat video has been getting a lot of attention and a lot of questions. So apparently some people don't like to watch the video to find out the information that they need. They would rather go straight to comments and ask questions than take the chance of the question ever being answered. I mean, I do try to answer everybody's questions, but sometimes it's just like, really? Did you watch the video? Yeah, okay. So the biggest question I got was, how do you make the hat bigger? Now that hat that I did, I made for myself, and it fits perfectly on my 22-inch noggin. So it's not exactly a small hat. Well, the obvious thing to do would be up your hook size, and then you're going to get it a little bit bigger. So I think I'm going to redo that video with a few options of how to make it bigger. So the first thing that you would have to ask yourself is, am I using the same weight size yarn? Am I using the same hook size? Is my tension the same as the person that's making this? When they do the circle, if it's 5.5 inches, is mine 5.5 inches? You know, there's a few things, you know, you just can't automatically say, this doesn't work, because if you're not doing what the instructions say to do, it won't work. So I made another bucket hat, and I did it in a solid color, and I used Lily's Sugar and Cream, and I went up a half a hook size. Now this still fits my 22-inch noggin, with the exception of I think it's too long for me. So, and I did it, I mean, it's all right. And this was with the 5.5 inch instead of the 5 millimeter. But I find that the Sugar and Cream is a little stiff, and it's easier to work with the 5.5 than the 5. Even though it's only a 0.5 millimeter in size, I found a big difference with it. So I've decided I'm going to redo that video, I don't know, sometime within the next week or so, and give some options on how to increase the size of the hat, because apparently there are people out there that have much bigger heads than me. So this is a very pretty pale yellow. I don't know if it's showing up on here, but yeah, so we're gonna do that. Now, I showed you throughout the video this water bottle carrier, and it will fit like your store bottles, say like a 16 ounce or a 20 ounce. The only thing I think I am going to do different than this tutorial that I followed is the way the handles are done. Now, I did do it different because it was, you know, make the chain, and then, but I did a foundation single crochet, and it doesn't have too much stretch there, which is good. But I think I'm gonna take and make the whole bottom part and then do the straps separate and sew them on so that we don't get that. I don't like how that looks. And it's like that on both sides. It just, I don't know, I don't like how that looks. The rest of it I like. So I think I'm going to do that differently. And again, this is that Lily's Sugar and Cream cotton. And I've started another one. This is still on the hook. And this is a 16 ounce bottle, just to show you it like fits great in there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 2 more rounds of my V-stitch to do. and then the top border, and then I can move on to the straps, and this will be finished. These are quick. And being Florida, I think that those are a good thing if you're gonna do summer, spring, summer, and fall markets. Those would be kind of like maybe a good thing to have, as long as you're not like price gouging. I finished my market bag, and this was the Lily Sugar and Cream as well. And I ran out of this, I believe it's sage, and I had to use a second color to finish it up. So this took me some time, but that was because I was unfamiliar with what I was doing. Now that I've done this once, I could sit down and do it without having to look at the pattern. So I think if I decided to make these for resale or even as gifts, they'd be a little decent, but you'd never get paid for your time. But I think it would be a desirable item. And I was loading it up to see like what will fit. It actually holds a lot. And this is the small size. The big size, I'm not sure that this part is that much longer, but it is wider at the top here, which the way this opens like this, it doesn't really need to be that much wider, in my opinion. If you filled it up, it would be heavy, but this holds quite a bit. And this, I know I just showed you this, but this, I want to say, was my most successful raglan style piece of clothing that I have attempted to make. And it was so easy. And I did do more in the bottom part than it said to do, because it's supposed to be a crop top, but not everybody likes to show it all off. Some people like it a little bit longer, that goes like, say, to the top of the waistline of the pants. But yeah, so that was fun. And it was fun. I wasn't being like sarcastic with that. That one was a fun make. There were a couple of rounds that I had to pull out because somehow I got lost and didn't have enough stitches, but I fixed it, and that was the only time I ran into a problem. I was scared I was going to run out of yarn, because that was something I bought so long ago, and I don't even remember if it was on clearance or if it was just on sale. I don't know, but it's the cotton polyester blend, and I don't know, crochet to me is heavy. It's a heavy fabric, and that shirt has plenty of drape, so that's not an issue. It's just thick. So maybe at night in the summer you could wear something like that here. Definitely not in the daytime if you're going to be outside. Now, if you're going to be indoors where it's air conditioned, like an office job or something like that, super cute for that. And I can't believe I just used that adjective. That is my least favorite adjective. Every crafter I have ever watched on YouTube, or I have known in real life in person, whenever they describe something, it is super cute. And I try very hard not to say super cute. So my apologies for saying super cute. I like to, I don't know, it just drives me nuts. I used to watch a lot of crafting videos, and they all said, super cute, super cute. And it's like, okay, I can't do it. I just don't like that term. And then I showed you these. This was one of the suggestions that you guys were throwing out there for me. You know, what do you crochet when you got plushy burnout and you want to take adult things to the market? These are so quick, so easy, and they're little car coasters. Like I finished off the last of this skein here, which looks out here, it's so much prettier than inside. Looks like it has kind of like an olive green and a brown and a cream in it. So in this one, I finished off the end of a skein. I had made dishcloths with these colors. And then I had tried, and I probably already said this, but I've been filming this over a period of 4 or 5 days. So I don't know what I've already said and what I haven't. So forgive me if I'm being repetitive. Then I had these, it says it's a 2 weight cotton, but it feels more like a 3. And it's Hobie's Rainbow Cotton, and I bought this like 2 years ago. I have a ton of it. It was on sale, and I was planning on using the cotton to do the amigurumi, and using this and the really small hooks really hurt my hands. And I pretty much gave up until my friend Caroline from the Love of Crochet, she told me, use whatever yarn you want. You don't have to follow the pattern. And that got me started. And then I tried the plushy yarn, and that really got me going. And I just ready for a little change of pace. I am not quitting plushies. I just needed something to break it up, just so I can do something different. And because I enjoy crocheting, I really like doing it, and I do it every single day. And I want it to stay fun. I don't want it to feel like it's a job. I don't want it to feel like I have to do this. I have to make 15 plushies so I can do a video this week. Or I have to make 100 plushies so I can go to market where I'm not going to sell anything till the fall. And then it'll be a different story. The fall will be different. So I just wanted to be able to do other things. And hopefully you guys still watch the videos, because I know a whole lot of my subscribers over the past year came over to my channel because I was making the plushies and talking about going to markets. But we need a little change of pace every now and then. Every now and then. At least a couple times a week. So like, if I made a plushie today, I could, well, depending on the size of the plushie, I could be done in 30 minutes or I could be done in a couple hours. I could sit and just make these little car coasters. These are definitely ones where you can just plant your butt in front of the TV and go to town. They're quick, and once you count the first round, you don't really have to count after that. God, you guys had such great suggestions. And okay, like these were a suggestion, and believe it or not, I live such a sheltered life. I had never even heard of somebody using a coaster in their car cup holder. Ever. Never heard of it. I always just put a napkin in there. I'm like, okay, but it's a great idea. And I did have 5 of these green ones, but Jenna snagged 2 for her car. So you guys suggested those. You suggested the water bottles, sunglass cases, market bags. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I am gonna go back through the comments and make a list of the suggestions so that I can keep changing things up, and maybe, just maybe, come across something that is, desirable for when I do get to go to market. Because, plushies are for kids, for the most part. Some teenagers like the plushies, some young adults like plushies, and I guess even people my age, I do like plushies too. But it seems like if you're taking them to market, they do better at a market that has a bunch of kids at it than they do if you're at a market where, and that can happen a lot here in Florida, where it's all, you know, older people my age and older, and they are less likely to spend and buy the plushies. But, and of course that you take the chance of they already know how to crochet and can make it themselves. And you get a lot of that, I've noticed at the market. People come through and they're asking you questions. What kind of yarn is it? Do you have a favorite brand? You know, just, they ask a lot of questions. Like, so you know they're inquiring about it for themselves, whether they want to get into selling their own plushies or if they want to make it as a gift. I have no problem with that. I think it is wonderful that all these people, especially young people, are getting into crocheting. See, I just filled this bag with all my stuff I carried out here, and I can fit more. There is plenty of room in here for more. Now, if you're going to use it as a crochet bag, you know, like your project bag, you would definitely need like a zipper pouch for your hooks and needles and stitch markers and such, because they'd fall out of the mesh. I mean, that's just common sense. But I fit every single thing in there, and I still have room. So this one, because I had to, the way I had to do it, this one just might end up being my project bag. And maybe I'll make a couple of more for market bags to take to market. But I like that. That would definitely make me more portable. It's a little heavy on this side because of that water bottle that's in there. But let me just thank everyone for all the great suggestions. I probably, without a doubt, I probably will not make all of them. I will look into probably 95% of them and give them a try, and then pick out my favorites from there. I know someone has mentioned the chicken coasters I did, because I found the pattern for free. I believe it was on Ravelry, but it didn't work. And I had to make all these adjustments to get it to come out right. Got a hair stuck to my finger. But when I was playing with those were all made out of acrylic. And, you know, maybe some people wouldn't have a problem with acrylic yarn for a coaster. My personal opinion, it needs to be in cotton. And I don't have the right colors of cotton in a 4-weight or the Hobie Rainbow either to do the roosters. I mean, I have red and I have yellow, but like for the bodies, they need, in my opinion, they need to be white or black or gray or brown, or like a variegated brown mix, a variegated black and white mix, you know, something like that, to where it's kind of neutral and can go with anybody's decor. I also have a really great pattern that I made for sunflower coasters, but again, don't have the colors in cotton. So I'm gonna have to get some. And I really do not need to be buying yarn. But that's different. That's not plushy yarn. So I can justify it like that. It's different. It's not plushy yarn. And then I just got that huge Michael's order in for the plush yarn. And then I'm gonna decide, okay, I got a little burnout on plushies. I need to change it up a little. It'll get used, don't worry. It will get used. Because I'm not giving up on them. I just need a break. Okay, so I have been bending your ear long enough. My hair is just like wild. I have been bending your ear, chewing the fat, occupying your time, all that stuff for quite some time now. And I think it is time for me to say farewell for the day and get some work done. I do have to do some button orders. I had some pretty big ones come in last night. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I can crochet later, and we will talk again very soon.